Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Abracadabra, Create What You Speak, with iLan Azoulai, only on LA Talk Radio.
Shalom, hello, welcome to Abracadabra, Create What You Speak. I'm iLan Azoulai, a sound therapist and a guide for you who are ready to reclaim your power, remember your gifts, and shine them to the world. When we strive for perfection, sometimes we don't even know what perfection is, as long as it is different from what we already have and know. We believe that achieving that missing reality will bring us joy and even happiness. We rush too fast towards where we think we want to get in order to be happy, when all along what we have here and now, right under our noses, is the utmost harmonious place, a place within. Because of our focus on what is not here, often when we rediscover our own truth, our own self-healing truth, it baffles us. Like when we find something that is new and didn't exist here before. Oh, but it did, and it does exist. It's a new space. A New Space is the name of the new song by Matti Caspi, the most prolific Israeli composer, arranger, and music producer who has written over 1,000 songs, tens of productions and collaborations, the pioneer in bringing the Brazilian music officially to Israel, and he was responsible for anything Brazil that was happening in Israel. He won numerous prestigious awards for his music, and his music shaped the Israeli music landscape and culture. A few years ago, a 4-volume encyclopedia was released after 20 years' research by Dr. Tzipi Fleischer, analyzing his music and ingenious harmonic and rhythmic moves. It's not often that one can talk to a legend while they're still becoming one. So in short, this is the Beethoven/Sting/Wonder of Israel. The new song, A New Space, whose lyrics are by Danny Robas, another great Israeli musician, was just released this past week, and I had the honor of editing the video, and I received the exclusive footage from a friend of mine, Shakti, from Infinity Pictures. Thank you. Collaborating with Matti is Bongi Duma, a South African-born who for the last 16 years entertained thousands of fans every night in the Broadway show production of The Lion King. As a vocalist, he possesses a unique, breathy sound, which is the true representation of his native Zulu culture and style of singing. Bongi is also known for his dynamic compositions and rhythmic arrangements, which in 2014, landed him a Drama Desk Award nomination. He's a percussionist and an audio engineer. So without further ado, I'm delighted and honored to invite Matti Caspi and Bongi Duma. Hello. There you are.
Yes.
Thank you, Matti, for being here. And thank you, Bongi, for being here. It's a pleasure. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling good. Thank you very much for having me here. This is such a great honor. I've spoken to Matti. We've worked without seeing each other for a long time. So I first saw him from YouTube, Googling him on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
And this is probably our first in-person, not in-person meeting.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's very nice.
That's really nice.
Yes.
Hi, Matti. Thanks for being here.
Hi. Excuse me for my English. This is not mine. I use it. I found it somewhere and I use it, but I'm not good in vocabulary and grammar, but I hope you will understand me enough.
No, it's great. Is this, have you ever done interviews in English, Matti?
Few, very few.
Wow. So this is like, this is a privilege to have you here in English. That's wonderful. Matti, this wonderful new song, A New Space. Tell us how did it start and how did it get the idea for the color of the song with bringing Bongi in?
Well, since I was a little child, I used to listen to music from all over the world. There was a special program once a week in the radio, and I was stuck to the radio in that day, Saturday morning, and I heard music from you name it. And this what developed my musical personality, and I'm able to write and to arrange in many, many styles. And this African style actually was in my blood a long time, waiting to express itself. And when I wrote this music, I felt that this is the moment. And then I told Danny, who wrote the words, that it should be something very, very calm, something that time is not a question. You can dive into this atmosphere without asking yourself, what time is it, or should I hurry, or what? Just take your time, the easiest way. And then when I got the words, finally I knew that it must be in African way, in African influence. And this is my first time actually doing that. And Bongi, I have a surprise for you. You are to sing with me, duet, in the Zulu and me in Hebrew, a new song, which I started to develop the rhythm, which is very, very, very dancey.
Ah, nice.
Would like to dance with it. It's a lot of percussion and syncopas and.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah,
nice, very nice. Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
And but you have a very important part in this song, because I am going to write a song about. I say, "Hello, Bongi," and in Hebrew, I will ask you in Hebrew, why in this world everybody is greedy and wants to achieve as much as more money and states and everything? And you answer in your language, "Hello, Matti," and then in the Zulu dialect, you tell about your village that everybody is simple, children can enjoy from simple things, and people are very modest in their lives, to show the contrast between part of the world to the other part of the world.
Yes.
So this would be our mission together.
Yes. Yes.
This is great.
I
This is
accept.
great.
I gladly accept.
Yeah, you shouldn't say on the contrary, because you are on the air now.
Right. Yes. So I'm glad. So this is a setup, actually. This is
It's a setup.
So we spoke like three or four times this week. You didn't raise it up until we come on the air.
It was waiting.
Very thoughtful of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sneaks those things every once in a while, you know.
Yes, we've spoken in the last 12 hours. We've spoken with him. He never mentioned that to me.
You know, usually you have to extract something out of him. You know, today he's generous with his offerings. By the way, your English, Matti, is great. It's like.
Thank you. So I use English with me and not return it to the one I took it from him.
So the song has the first time when I first heard the song, it starts off with the guitar, and then there are different rhythms. You're starting a different rhythm already in the second bar or the fourth bar. You're starting and it's really so as far as the song, did Bongi singing altered somehow the song? Did you hear his voice already as you were writing it, although you haven't met him before?
No, I just imagined what will be the result. I didn't know. I just had to use my imagination. I hoped that it will be as I expect, and it was beyond my expectation. Thank you, Bongi. You did a lot things and wonderful.
Yeah, this is really great. Bongi, what went through your head when you first heard the song? Did you already knew how it's supposed to sound? What's your process like when you start going into that place of? And by the way, for years, as far as I know, Matti writes everything, including the improvisations.
Right.
So was that something that you had free reign to do, or it was also kind of guided?
Well, I'll say our conversation went not as what the song turned out to be, because when we first spoke, he told me about the song and the idea and everything, and sent me the song. I was intrigued by the rhythm because I play percussion as well, so I was very intrigued about rhythm. And one of my specialties is vocal arrangement, and especially the chanting, the call and respond, which roots from our traditional Zulu music. So every time I hear, especially different rhythms within the song, I get excited because my vocal expertise is to, within the vocal arrangements, to have the dialogue within the music. So he wanted a singular voice in the whole song, right? So I texted him and I said, hey, I started hearing my process. I'm not, music for me is spiritual. So when I listen to music, I always say to myself, I receive the rhythms and harmonies, because I don't sit down and write C major, F major. I did not go to school for music like that. I understand it because I had to develop it as a language later to be able to communicate with the music world. But my first natural response to music is listening and feeling. So when he sent me, I listened. I was like, it's very African, but it's got the South American thing. It's got that world thing in it, what I like to live in. So I sang first the few melodies to try to encounter, and I realized that the music was very smartly done, that I could not dwell in one melodic thing with his voice as well. So I have to create a contrast. So I sang through, but I kept hearing these other voices. So I went back to him. I said, explain to me more what the song is about. So explain to me. Then eventually one day I kept hearing these chants. So then I went in front of the mic and then I started just plugging things. And I was afraid when I sent him the final work I'd done, I sent him two versions. I warned him first. I said, I had recorded a version that you requested from me. As an artist myself, I like to respect an idea of another artist. I said, I hope you don't mind. I recorded exactly what you asked, but then I recorded a version of what I hear from the song. If you don't like it, we'll just scratch it off and then we'll keep just the improvisation. And I sent that to him. It took him less than, I don't even think he finished the song.
And he called you back.
He came back to me. He actually called me and said, no. We're going to go with the second thing that you did. So that made me very happy. Because I think from him introducing the song to me to where I started falling in love, and a couple of days with the song, I was hearing the song with all these things in it. So I could not hear it without the stuff in it. So I was hoping that it all makes it through the end of the song. So I was very happy when he actually liked it. And that's really, he had just given me the track, no melody guide, no nothing, just with his voice and from the beginning to the end. The rest, I just listened to the music and I allowed the music to speak to me, and I receive whatever I receive. What you see there.
So it was like a channeling. You were like channeling while you were singing. You were actually channeling the right voices.
Yes, I did not think that this will work better with this chord here. I did not think. I did not do that. I just put the mic, listened a couple of times, then started singing, harmonized what I sang, and did that, and then edit after in the end. That's it. Yeah.
Well, this is a wonderful process. Well, I cannot be objective. I love every song of Matti except for one or two. No, but it does take to listen 2 days. It grows on you like a mushroom. It
Yes.
grows on you. It's
Yes.
like it starts with, it's like, especially this song. But there are songs of Matti that you listen, and it's like when you're eating something and all you have an overload of your taste buds.
Yes.
When you smell something very good, very tasty. It's like an overload of everything, and it takes 2 days, 3 days to really have everything sink in and be in that place. What do you have to say about that, Matti?
Uh, I just can repeat and say well done, but I need to explain my kind of approach to some production as this one.
Yeah.
I can write arrangements for the Philharmonic, for example. Then I write the notes and the whole partiture. But in that case, when I record with some musicians, I pick the musician not because they are talented, but because any talented musician can play the same thing. But I need their personality. And for each song, I pick the right musician with the right instrument, but I need his personality. That's why there I hardly write notes. I write the harmony and how many times and so on, and some explanations by me to them. And I tell them, I need your personality. Don't be afraid. Just enjoy and contribute your personality into the song. And that's how I do things. And then when I record in this kind of production, I do it 1 take, 2 takes, and that's it. Because if you repeat, you lose your personality. You start to play like a robot. And I don't like it.
You
That's
lose
why,
the essence of the
that's
song.
why I made some research on Bongi. He doesn't know.
another first thing for today.
This is
Yes.
news for me. Yes.
Yes,
Man, you're getting a lot of surprises.
yes. I did this research with Russians, and no, it's not. I'm joking. But I searched some of your music and your voice, and then I knew that I have to count on you freely. It's okay, and go ahead. And that's why I told you, do as you feel like. Don't worry.
Yes. Yes. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. And this
Matti, so you like good mistakes. So mistakes sometimes are good.
Yes, yes. Sometimes it happens when we listen to some take we play together, me and my musicians, and let's say that the bass player says, "Can I punch in and out only in these few bars?" And I listened to it and I said, "No, it's okay." Yes, but I played instead of tonica, I played quinta. And I tell him, no, trust me, it's okay, don't worry. And then I use it to write for the violins, for example, the same note and to go on with it. So I take advantage of mistakes which are not mistakes.
Yeah.
Because only when it's real mistake, then we have to stop. But beside that, no. You have to play as if you are on stage in front of an audience. If you have something which is not so good, you know how to get out of it and enter from another entrance to the song. And this is what I like, because it sounds alive.
Yeah. Improvisation. Yeah, that's now the lyrics themselves are really intimate lyrics. It could happen anywhere. It doesn't have to happen in Africa or any, it's an intimate thing. And I remember when you were describing to me the song, Matti, and how you saw that, the first thing that came for me is to humanize the animals, is to create humanity in the eyes and everything. So everything really tied into that storyline. So it moved from animals to humans and back and forth. Do you Bongi? Did you saw the clip, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How was your thought about the personalization of each of the characters or the character in the song? How did you feel about that as you were watching it?
Well, I have to say that from when we did the song with Matti, and he explained to me the story and the concept of it being a love song with these two lovers. So when I was creating these rhythmics and everything, I firstly wanted to stay away from using lyrics that had meaning. I wanted to use chanting, and for me, at the time it was not really possible. This was before I saw the footage. I didn't know that was the angle. It was just from the lover's perspective, so that it remains, because the music to me, when I hear it, it's very international. It's very, I think you don't need to know. Up to this day, I don't have a translation of what Matti is saying from word to word, but I didn't need that. I would have asked for that. I just wanted him to give me a summary, because the music speaks so much of, it takes you with the emotion to where it is. You just need to know what the song is about. So, and I didn't want to use words, but then in the middle, when I was doing the improv, the words just came for themselves. In Zulu, there's a lot of lyrics that say, Mina nawe, so fast like we will die together, nothing will separate us. I did not plan for that. You know what I mean? I wanted just to chant all the way through, because it was so much room. Because he made a mistake when he said to a musician, and Matti knows this, if you give a musician so much license, you might end up with so much, you know. So I was going on, but there was this thing that kept holding me within this channel. It's not a box. I don't want to say it's a box, because it was emotion. It was not like stay here. It was feeling the flow of the music. It made me just flow like silk, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yes, for sure.
So for me, when I saw the footage, it then made sense from the spiritual angle of it, that this was the spirit of the song. It's nature, it's environment, it's life, it's humans, it's animals, but it's all linked in together by this harmonic spiritual element that flows amongst us. So when I saw it and when we spoke, I was like, now it all comes back. Like you said, everything grows from the moment we spoke through the time I saw the film. Everything began, it's like a puzzle that finally came together, which made it very special. You know, I've watched the video. My wife was laughing at me because a couple of times when I first saw the clip, I was like, I don't think I understand what is happening in this. And she laughed at me. She was like, no, listen and look at the video. She didn't want to tell me because she already got it. I mean, I guess that's the powerful woman, because she got it from the jump. She was like, I can see exactly what's going on. I feel it, you know. And I played this song to a couple of people in South Africa, and everyone loved it. And I was saying to myself, but you don't understand the language. I wanted to make sure it was not just me who was feeling the energy, but it is amazing the level of energy that's in the song. So, you know, it was a pleasure for me doing it, but this is one song I would not say my intelligence was what created what you hear, the input I put in the song. It was the spirit that led me to add those things that I added there. I would not repeat them. I didn't have enough takes. I didn't have edits. It's something I did. The chants, of course, I had to line up everything. But when the improvisation, I had a hard time singing over that to get.
I know.
I had a hard time. I practiced for days. My wife said, "Leave it alone." I would play it in the car when I was in Africa, you know, because I just could not, because I never repeated it.
Yeah, when you recorded the footage in Africa of you singing, I could tell that it wasn't a planned script notes, because you were trying to see where did you go in.
I could not figure it out, because I listened to a song like over 50 times, but every time I listen to it, it's just more like you press play, and then by the time I open my eyes, I'm at the end. I don't know where I go in, I don't know where I come in, and yet I recorded the same thing. I think I'm okay smart guy. I should remember that. I mean, I memorize lines for a living and all the stuff, but this in particular, it's never been about my mental capability. It's always been about the spirit that was in the song. And I think that spirit that's in the song comes from Matti, because he put the spirit in the song himself. So that's all I can say. Yes.
It does. Matti, are you spiritual? At least in the approach to this song, were you spiritual? How? Because I know that when you write something, it comes from. You don't invent; you compose. So it comes from A to Z at once.
Yes, the whole song comes at once. The whole song. I don't plan it. I don't write one sentence and then think what would be the other one. No, it comes out by inspiration. So it's kind of spiritual.
Yeah.
I cannot say other thing about it. It match.
Yeah. Matti was saying for years he was giving this great distinction between a composer and an inventor. That an inventor is trying out, this works, this doesn't work, this works, no, this works. And the true composer really comes from inside, boom, once.
Inside, yes.
So that's, Bongi, your singing is beautiful. Matti, of course, the song is just breathtaking, and thank you for this continued blessing of your music. And Bongi, you know what? In the last verse, your last la 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 la, that is every single time it hits the mar ugveret tit shel nefesh, that point in your heart that is just like, doesn't matter where you are, it's just going to hit it right there, every single time,
And and the funny thing about that is that I didn't know what Matti was singing. But as the song picked up, when I go, and when I go back down, I imagine that the story that's being told is now being summarized. It's like coming down to, you know what I mean? It just happened organically, So it's one of those things that really, when I say, when people who come into music for numbers and chords and everything, when they lack that connection to the spirit of the music, it's interesting when you recognize it in real time. And I think I've always experienced it with my music, because I've always allowed my music to be spiritual when it's the music that I do. But this time I experienced it on someone else's songs, and it was beautiful for me. It was an experience that I really had never experienced in that capacity. Which is I'm still amazed by it,
That's great.
Yeah.
So now there is the new song, the new project you were talking about earlier, and it's where you were saying, Matti, how people are greedy and they're running after things all the time. It's funny. This week I've been talking about my Friday talks about the difference between having a lot and having everything. And that people that have a lot is never enough, because it is always in this motion of getting more, and it's never enough, because you're not feeding the soul. You're trying to feed the soul with material things. But when we have everything, we can have a piece of bread and a guitar to your hand and be the happiest person on earth.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so... Wow, this is a blessing. I'm going to play the song, and thank you for. We'll come back after this. The song, A New Space, Merchav Chadash, Dani Robas and Matti Caspi.
את רואה, כל החדר שקוף, אין אוויר כבדה נשימה. התנועה היא התדר בגוף שמביא את הנחמה. העיניים נפגשות, נשמות מתלחשות, והדרך בעירה. כאן מתחת לשמיכה, נדבר עד הזריחה, שמש מאירה. את רואה, כבר אמרתי הכל, את חושפת את סודותיי. את טועה, לא העזתי לשאול, את אמרת זה יותר מדי. העיניים נפגשות, נשמות מתלחשות, והכל כואב פחות. השמיים רחוקים, והמים עמוקים, ולומדים לשחות. את רואה, עוד מעט ונגמר, בוקר בא ואת לצידי. את טועה, לא נשארת אמר, במרחב אושר מיידי. העיניים נפגשות, נשמות מתלחשות, והדרך בעירה. כאן מתחת לשמיכה, ובחוץ כבר הזריחה, שמש מאירה. את רואה, כל החדר שקוף והצליל נחלש, כשאני נרגש. עוד פציעה אל התדר שבגוף, מרחב חדש.
That's a blessing to see that every time. It's like a moment in time that is etched, you know. It's just there. So you have two new. Do you want to say something, Matti? I saw your movement already towards.
No, I move because I enjoy moving.
Motion is
for
lotion,
the new
right?
song.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to end this interview and to go to play, develop the new song.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. iLan, I wanted to thank you for the editing because I loved it, and all those who wrote comments in the internet, you know, in Facebook and wherever, was amazed by the editing and the music and the arrangement and the voice of Bongi and what he does. And they are looking forward to hearing another song with both of us.
Oh,
That's wonderful. That's great.
So it's a target now.
yeah. That's good.
Wow, thank you. This has been a pleasure. Thank you both for taking time to be here and to share your wisdom and your talent and you. And thank you everybody who's been here today. Thanks, Matti. Thank you, Bongi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. להתראות.
Bye.
You're listening to Abracadabra, Create What You Speak, with iLan Azoulai, only on LA